Hey, how's it going, everyone? Brad Smith here with HealthLink, and today I'm joined with Jared Leon, owner of Leon Chiropractic. How are you today, Jared?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited to get to know you and your business. And so, if you could just tell the audience real quick who you are and what your business is all about.
Sure. I'm a chiropractor. I'm a family-run practice for 15 years now in Stony Brook, Long Island. That's in New York. I have a specific niche within the practice beyond wellness as a wellness specialist. I function in really studying functional neurology, functional chiropractic, and really hone in on pediatrics and athletes within the population. So that's really my style. It's all about families and providing the highest level care so you can stay well for the rest of your life.
Wow. So, you offer more than just one thing. You have plenty of services going on. And before the show, we spoke about that also. Tell me about how you got started in the industry. It probably led up to being able to offer all these other services.
The funny truth is that chiropractic found me, man. I was on my way to med school. Since I was a little kid, I wanted to be a surgeon, didn't even understand what chiropractic truly was. I got
Wow.
deferred from the medical school I was looking for. I applied to all these different chiropractic schools just to boost my GPA. I got in, started. Within 4 days, I was hooked. I never looked back into medicine. So that's the true funny story. So it found me.
So when you go through school, you go out, you get in a practice, and you start working. How do you get integrated in adding all these other services and wellness opportunities for your business? What's
Great
that
question.
transition?
Great question. So I started off right away on my own. So doing that when you're on your own in your own practice, I was 27 as a doctor, scared out of my mind, going, what do I do? And since my vision was all about medicine, seriously, my whole life, I grew up in a medical-like family. The reality was all I wanted to do was learn as much as I can in helping people. So I try to study more than others in chiropractic school to learn more because I questioned the why about everything.
Right.
So that was number one. Number two is everything that came my way in practice. I realized when a patient came my way, I didn't know how to help them. I studied and created new ways. Ingenious to some extent. It's the other way, just pure luck, and really tried my best to help everyone. After 15 years, I've done 300 plus seminars out of school. So I got a good grasp on pretty much as I can, still learning.
And
That's
I think that's how we all get started in the industry, to help other people. And so I'm sure you were focused on one thing, and then you started figuring out you had to add extra, services and extra things to your knowledge, just so you could help people even more then.
100%. The biggest way I got into pediatrics, me and my wife decided to have a child, our first child. And I'm like, I really don't know how to take care of you via pregnancy. So I literally went back to school for the year, and I literally finished a little early and got my pediatric certification really out of necessity. And then I created a kid room in the practice, just saying, well, let me see if I can see kids. And that became my primary focus for many years because it worked with my kids. It just made sense. So my kids have been checked for a spine and nervous system since they've been alive at this point, and that became literally one of my major specialties just out of really necessity.
Well, that's exactly what I thought you might be going with that. That's awesome. So tell me why somebody's watching to have kids. What's the benefit of, sending or bringing your kid to someone like you?
Beautiful. So the first thing is, I'm not going to crack someone's neck first off. So people think that right away, just, it's the pink elephant in the room, just say it, right? Some chiropractors do, some don't. I work in a lot of children. That is not what they get in the practice. Okay. So we do other techniques. There's soft tissue techniques. There's tonal techniques. There's something called an activator. There's a lot of light force stuff. The kids don't even know what's going on. So that's number one, just to say the pink elephant in the room. Number two, the reality of what's going on, of why come. Watch a child. Literally, if you have kids, just watch them. Watch a 3-year-old. Watch a 5-year-old. Watch a 7-year-old off a trampoline. Watch a pitcher who's 9 years old throwing 300 pitches every 2 days. These are things biomechanically beyond the falls, the junk food, the sodas, the crazy stuff in life. Just how many times they fall before they learn how to walk. All of these things have a probability to misalign the spine. When the spine has any misalignment, adult or children, it's the same thing, just that an adult will have an experience of pain, a child will not. So how do you know your child doesn't have a misalignment within the spine? The answer is you don't, because the reality is no one's trained you to talk about the spine and nervous system, right? So the nervous system is the brain and spinal cord, and that connection then lies to spinal nerves going to different parts of the body, muscles, glands, and organs. That lives inside the vertebrae of your spine. So you can't think a thought without actually showing I can represent somewhere in the body how that works. So
Right.
simply, my simple concept, I've learned enough biomarkers to say, I never say you need your child to get a adjustment. Just get a checkup. I'll tell you, or another pediatric chiropractor should tell you, this is what's misaligned, this is the nerve, this is what's going on, and this is how we prove that to you. So that would be my best guess.
Okay, so somebody's watching, they think they might want to get their, their kid checked out by someone like you, but what if they're not in your area? I know you mentioned you do a lot of webinars. Can they watch a webinar and learn a little bit more, or can you recommend other doctors?
Great. So the answer is yes, you can. Through my website, we host every webinar I do. Through my Facebook, you'll see the live version of it, but then it's recorded, of course, and then it'll go right on my website. So just go to like webinars, and then you can link all the ones we've done. I also have a podcast called Functional Living. I also wrote a book called Functional Living, so they can get a copy of the book if they just call. I literally don't mind sending one out, or they can go to Amazon and buy one, right? So whatever they want to do, I'm willing to give the information for free. If they're not local, the truth is, if something I says entice them to get a checkup, just go to the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association. I think it's I'm not sure the exact website. It's ICPA for the number kids.org. And if you go there, look for certified doctors. At least that would be what I would do. And at least in a location wherever you are, you can find at least someone who's gone through extra schooling to work on your children.
Right, somebody that they can trust, and that's also been recommended. And which is probably the hardest thing for somebody to trust somebody with their kids, or find someone local to them.
And I would really recommend they interview the doctor. A lot of times I offer a free consultation, and I expect the patient to kind of grill me in a way because I wouldn't hand my child over. So I think it's an amazing way to just do that. And I tell all my patients, bring friends, family. I'll give them a courtesy consult on my lunch break. Interview me. Let's see if I can be the guy for you. If I'm not, let's find someone. Interview the doctor in all aspects of doctoring. I think you should interview all your doctors, from an endocrinologist to an orthopedist to a GP. It doesn't matter. Interview them, see if you like them, if they vibe with you, and what their thoughts are.
Definitely. Okay, so you mentioned something about kids pitching, playing baseball. You also work with a lot of athletes. How did you get started working with athletes, and what do you do with them?
Okay, this again goes back to a long story. I'll make it very quick. When I was a kid, I was in this horrific car wreck. I broke my legs in a whole bunch of places, right? So I woke up literally out of a coma, and this doctor literally woke up to him saying, I'll never walk again. So this is when I was in a medical mindset, and that just blew my mind that this can happen. Like, why would you tell a kid this who's 14, right? So in my mind, I always knew what doctor I'd be. I wanted to help with some version of regaining walking or some kind of, athleticism. Because I used to play baseball really competitively until this occurred. So without a story, many years later, fully healed, fully functioning, proved the doctor wrong, pretty amazing. I wish I had a chiropractor back then. I did not. Okay, so I went to a physical therapist, which was amazing, and relearned everything. It was amazing. So when I came out, martial arts became my passion. So when I was a martial artist, I still am, what happened simply is I realized who's taking care of these guys. So I was very blessed in school to train with chiropractors who used to go to the Olympics. So that was like my dream. Maybe I can work with athletes and maybe go to the Olympic one day. So the reality is that's still my dream. The difference is I still do that, but then I add into the pediatric youth, and I really love the young adolescent, future superstar, the top pitcher in town, the top soccer team. They come to me because it's just fun. We create this energy, and that's how it works with kids and athletes.
So you're helping the kid, and eventually he'll be in the Olympics and invite you.
That is my goal. Correct. That's the victory.
Yeah.
So I just got to wait,
You got to be patient and keep helping them.
That's all I try to do.
Okay, that's really cool. Well, thank you for doing all that and working with kids and athletes. I know it's nice to have someone like you local. And then we're just, trying to find more people throughout the world and U.S. that we can refer, businesses like yours to. Is there a success story that really sticks out to you? It doesn't have to be your best one, but one that really touches you and gets you motivated to keep helping more people.
I can give you many off the cuff, but I'll give you one, right? I'll give you a quickie. Female migrainous patient. She's had migraines for 20 straight years. Every single Christmas, she couldn't even deal with Christmas. She couldn't deal with her children. Every single year she would cry because the migraines would come on every Christmas with the stresses. So literally she started in my practice literally about 3 weeks before Christmas. All I knew is that if I figure out the cause of why these migraines were there, beyond just taking an overload of drugs like Furosemide and Imitrex and all these other things because they didn't know what else to do, I started figuring out the causation of it. I won't get too deep, but it was one part of the brain that wasn't working as efficiently, causing one side of the body to misalign more so. And it kept offsetting this neurological concomitant of the autonomics, and I apologize for getting too wordy. So what ended up happening is I figured this out, gently started adjusting her. Within 3 weeks, the Christmas miracle was there. She never had another headache or migraine again. So that's that's a cool one, stuck with me forever. Another great one on a child. We used to take care of this little guy who had what's called hyperlexia. It's a version of autism when they're super functioning. I said it wrong, I apologize. Super smart as far as reading and facial recognition. They can memorize anything, but they didn't have the verbose concept. They couldn't really speak, and they couldn't look you in the eye at all. This child's been under my practice for 9 years. He has not only been the most amazing story, he's the most amazing little boy, but he's fully integrated in normal school, and the DX of what he had is now gone. And all through chiropractic care, vitamin supplementation, just giving love and hugs to this little kid. And now he's like a grown man. He's almost, not a grown man, but he's like in 9th grade. So considering when I started with him, he's like a big dude. He's taller than me. It's pretty funny. So those are 2 quickies on any level. I can give you 100 of these.
Yeah.
From anxiety to pain. Pain is too simple, though. Don't think chiropractic all the time with pain. That's all people think. But the brain is the master, right? So if the brain is the master, any dysfunction within the body, anything is a neurological circuit not working. So think bigger. Question the why of life. Don't just say my number ain't right, let's take a drug. Why does that even happen? Question why does my number not right? What if one eye has lost the ability to focus better? Think, is that what causes that reaction? Look at yourself in the mirror. Are your eyes equal? Usually one eye is smaller. I did a whole video on my website about this, just about looking at the eyes and pupils. And if that's off, nerve system's off, you need to get a checkup. So, I can give you 1,000 of these up and downs. Maybe in the future we'll go forward, but I try to give all this information out. That higher level stuff is functional neurology, which is my next real focus. But the answer is always get a checkup. You never know what happens.
I'm looking in the camera at my eyes right now to see if they're even.
I'm not gonna diagnose you but you got a little bit of rhitosis, but we'll talk about it another day, but not today.
See, you're noticing right through the camera. My favorite question is, how does it make you feel when you get these success stories and testimonials back?
It is the greatest part of the day every single day, and I'm blessed to have 99% of the patients come back with this kind of stuff, because the truth is, it says all that time and energy of studying, all those years were worth it. And I just look at it like too many people are sick and dying, and the more people who spread cheer and happiness and love, the world will be better. So the reality is, look around. Look what happened in the last 10 years. Go anywhere. People aren't looking as healthy as they once did, So I think we need to play bigger. So I'm nowhere playing big enough yet. That's the story, Brad.
So I like how you've been able to integrate more services than just one. All your goals and focus is to help more people. So I see you've got some circles on your arms there. We all think, okay, massage, acupuncture, chiropractic. But I assume you have more services than that at your practice. Do you offer the cupping and all the different services there also?
I actually don't offer cupping in the practice. I did it on myself, to be honest with you. So it's something new I'm playing with. I used to go to an acupuncturist for years, and it was great. I bought my own machine. I've been cupping myself. It works great.
Awesome.
In the practice, to be honest, we offer, if you look around, and I don't want to be rude, but a lot of people are obese. The present population of obesity is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, not figuratively, but also. So we also have a full weight loss line in the practice that we're very passionate about, because that's just helping people on a different level. We do have a massage therapist. She's a sport massage therapist. She's incredible. And the reality is, we offer like cold laser and halo therapy, things that a lot of people don't know of. If it doesn't offer healing, then it doesn't matter in my practice. So I don't want anything in the practice to just give you 5 minutes of happiness. It has to have long-term impact. So I can go into a whole list of all the other services, but it's more important to talk, information for people.
Yeah, and Jared, we're going to make sure we post your website and Facebook, social media pages, whatever platform you're watching, either above or below. We'll make sure we post any links to check you out. So what is a good place for someone to get started with you? Should they go to your website first, or your social media? What's the best place for somebody to check you out?
I always recommend go to the website, because if you go to the website, leonchiropractic.com, we post almost everything we've ever done on there. So if I did a radio show, it's on there. If I did a webinar, it's on there, or just the calendar events. You can set up an appointment. You can order a book. You can do whatever you want on the website. It's pretty, we work long and hard on that website. So I say go there and watch some videos, see if what I say, if at all, empowers you, share them. That's the reason of doing these cool videos, to share more information. People share something like a kitty cat doing something crazy on YouTube or something for a billion. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And then there's like this dude talking about wellness that can change your life. You get 10 likes. It's crazy to me. and just spread the word. That's all I'd say. Yes, you can click on the little dog doing stuff, but the reality is it ain't saving your life tomorrow.
Right. And that's our goal. We just want to help bring more exposure to good people like you. And so, Jared, we definitely recommend your business. And whoever's watching, whether it's in your area or someone that wants to check out a webinar, check out Jared's website, Leon Chiropractic. Now, Jared, tell the audience if they're watching and they're close to you or near you, what's your location and how far do people usually travel to see you?
Well, that is so my location is like Eastern Long Island, but the truth is I do have patients all the way from out east, like the Hamptons, who drive in, which is 45 minutes to an hour. When I have people from the city driving out as well, I have people flying in different locations. So the reality is I'm mid Long Island in New York. I don't live around there. I live a half hour away, but the reality is I'm always there to serve. I'm there 4 mornings and 4 evenings. So the reality is I'm always there to serve. And if not, anyone listening, just mention they heard me and you hanging out. And the truth is I'll offer them a courtesy consultation and talk about it in spine and nervous system and really let them understand what it can be. And if we can't help you, trust me, I don't want you in the practice. I'm always honest and ethical. It's all about authenticity.
Yeah, you want more success stories.
Yeah, that's the truth, man.
It's awesome.
It empowers us.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Jared. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to continuing to follow you and your business. And anyone watching, I want to encourage you to live a healthier life, and we'll see you on the next episode. Have a great day.